Hello. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Well, another lesson today. Hii ya leo naye ni mwecheche. Hii ya leo tunaenda kuangalia topic ya grade. Hello. Naona mtu wangu wa power ameshafika. Hello, that is Tenny. Welcome. Today's lesson is a grade 8 topic and a very nice topic. So we are almost starting. Okay. So we're just ensuring that ni za leo hazituangushi kama jana. Naona majamaa, watu wangu wa power washafika, wanaingia. Watu wanajongea. Leo lesson ya leo ni ile ingine. Kaa vizuri, hakikisha uamki. Okay, sawa. Inform them to come. Lesson ya leo mtu asikose. I know our learners are at home. These teenagers are at home. This is a lesson that anybody can join. Today's lesson is a lesson on a biology part. That is the reproductive system. And mainly, I'm not going to look at the reproductive system. I'll be looking at the STI or the STD. STI or the STD. This is a lesson that anybody can join the live. I can see there we have Mrs. Zua said hello. That's nice. Okay, if it is that way, that's okay. So I hope you can get me clearly wherever you are, whether you're in Kenya, you're outside Kenya, you can get me. That's nice. Remember, subscribe the channel so that we'll be getting all the notifications. Remember also, you like the live as we are starting, and show you like the live, and you can share to your friends. You can share to anybody, because today's lesson ile ingine mwecheche. Okay, kuna watu wanaingia, sawa. Let them come. Lesson ya leo ni lesson nyingine yenye itakani mtu wa miss. Ukiachwa nyuma, umeachwa. Hii ya leo usikubali kuachwa. Lesson zingine unazapotea, lakini ya leo, this one, even if you not do biology in future, ama ushakuwa mtu mkubwa, hii ya leo nayo usikose kabisa. Okay. People are coming. Let them join. So I'm just giving them like 2 minutes so that we start our live. We want to start our live. Today we are talking about the STIs. I know this is a topic that people fear to talk about it. Now, if you want to share the link, just go to where you have a share. Then share it to either the WhatsApp. You can share it to anybody. Just go to where you have a share. For those who want to share. Kuna the share icon there. Kuna icon hapo chini imeandika share. Okay. I've said ensure you like the live. Then ensure you click on the subscription button, and alafu click the bell, so that we shall be having very many sessions. Yeah, at least in a week, shall be having 3 sessions in a week. This one is continuing like that, more so this period that learners will be at home. Sasa usikae tu kaboeka. Sometimes ukishamaliza kusoma huko kwingine, unakuja tunawajazia hapa knowledge, tunajaza, tunaendelea kujaza. Yeah, because learning continues. So kiwa nyumbani, kiwa wapi, unaweza soma. Siku hizi watu maisha ni digital, unaweza soma hata tukiwa nyumbani, tukiwa popote. Okay. Okay. I can see. That's nice. I can see the likes. So we are starting. I hope we are all ready to start. Yeah, others are joining. We are all ready to start. Any show siachwe nyuma. Labda umewahi sikia mtu ako na STI au umewahi sikia kuna STI, STD. These are lesson for all. This is not only a lesson for the learners, hata wazazi wanaweza karibia. Hii ni lesson nyingine mwecheche. Hii ni ile yenye kila mtu anaweza songea. Yeah. Even those ones who are at home, those who are traveling, they can join the live. Okay. So we shall start. Now, we want to look at STDs or STIs. What is this STI? Yeah, the STI or the STD. Now, STD or STI is what we call the sexually transmitted infection or the sexually transmitted diseases. These are diseases that mainly will affect a person through sexual intercourse. We call it sexual intercourse, or we call it coitus, or we call it copulation. We have copulation, we can call it coitus, or we can call it sexual intercourse. Yeah, so this is a disease. These are mainly diseases that will attack you. Yeah, when you have unprotected sexual intercourse with an infected person. That's the STDs or the STIs. You get that we have very many STDs or STIs. But here today, I'll only look at maybe 3, 2, or if possible, 4. Yeah, but mainly the common STDs, we have 5. There are 5 common STDs or STIs. We have the one we call the gonorrhea. We have the syphilis. We have the chancroid. We have the genital herpes. And we have the one we call the HIV. Yeah, commonly known as the chairman of all the STDs. Yeah, even though nowadays it is something common, you get that you not know who has HIV, who doesn't have HIV. Anyway, we shall come into that. Now, these STIs, we have said there are around 5. We have around 5 of them. How will you know that a person has the STDs or the STIs? This means this person we can have. Okay, you can see Evans Wandera there. Nice. That's teacher Evans. That's nice. Thanks for the live. Thanks for joining. Okay, thanks. Mrs. Ua says okay, thank you. I can now see that my live is okay. Now, I was talking about these STDs. You will get that the STDs or the STIs, these ones you'll be able to see it through either the symptoms, signs and symptoms, or this person will have to go for testing. But you'll get that not all symptoms will give you the exact STDs or STIs. Mainly a person is just undergoing some other challenges. Yeah, don't see somebody with rashes and say that, oh, this person has this STI. Oh, this person has this. You must undergo the test. So we say that you can't just say that somebody has what? The STI or the STD. This person must undergo some testing. So you get that when you undergo this testing, when you undergo the testing, you will come to get that you have what? You will be able to see, the doctors will see the symptoms, the physical manifestation. You'll be able to see. We have the thing that will be able to manifest. You'll see some physical features, some things that will be able to see that actually this person has this type of disease and this one has this type of disease. So those things that you will be able to see or be able to detect in somebody's blood, that is now what we call the symptoms. Those are the ones we call the symptoms. So you get that we have the symptoms and you have the major symptoms for each type of STI. Yeah, we have, that's nice. I can see you have the CHAM AFB. That's nice. That's nice. Thank you. So we continue. So we have the symptoms for each STI. Now, for example, I want us to start with the STI, the one we call the syphilis. Let's start with the syphilis before we come to gonorrhea. Now, syphilis, you get that syphilis is a disease that is caused by bacteria. Yeah, it's an STI that you get by having a bacteria. Now, you'll get that it's transmitted through a bacteria. And you'll get that this one, you'll be able to attack. For you to know that it will be able to attack the genitals. When I talk about genitals, I'm talking about around our private parts. Yeah, those are now the genitals. We have the around our private parts. And the mouth, the rectum. Yeah. So we have the genitals area, the rectum, and even the mouth. That is the syphilis. Syphilis. So for us to detect syphilis, we shall have what we call, okay, you can say the guy here. This is Megi saying, hey guys, okay. So you'll get that syphilis, when it comes, the first sign is the painless rashes. You'll get to have some rashes all over the body. Yeah, the rashes will come and disappear. They will appear and disappear. Those rashes, those ones are the ones that mainly you'd say that they will be able to detect and know that there is syphilis. Then we have now the pain sore. Syphilis has a painful sore and painless rashes. So it has a painless rashes throughout the skin. Throughout the skin, you have the painless rashes. That is the syphilis. So you get that syphilis, they will have rashes all over the body, but they are painless. But kuna kidonda. There's a sore, a painful sore. That one is syphilis. When you see this sore, you know that it is syphilis. So we have the painless sore, we have the mouth sores, we have the swollen glands. Sometimes there's rashes on the skin, all over the skin. That's I've said. There's a painless sore, pia si uchungu, but it comes and disappears, mainly on the tip Yeah, painless on the genitals. After some weeks, you'll be able to see it coming, and disappear. These ones are painless sore. So if you see a sore on your genitals, yeah, maybe the pain is around the vagina, that one, you will get that this one is syphilis. You'll be able to take this one as syphilis. That's a painless sore. But the rashes, sometimes they can be painful. You can get them, some of them. So it depends. After some time, when you don't treat them, they'll now come and be all over the body. But start with the painless sore, it comes and disappear. Comes and disappear. So ukiona kitu kama hiyo inakwanga danger. That's a sign. Go for testing. Usikae tu. Usikae tu alafu unasema kali katoboa kakatoka. Kalikuwa hivi nikapoa nikapasua. Usipasue, sometimes unapasua ukajipata kamekupasua. Yeah, so take care. Take care. We have the loss of appetite. This is normal. Loss of appetite, loss of weight, mouth sores. Now, there's a day when I'll be talking about there's what we call the types of we have the oral sex, the sexual intercourse. So I'll be talking about it another day, but not today. But what you have to know that if you don't treat syphilis, there is a mouth sore. Shall have the mouth sores. Kuna vidonda kwa mdomo, vidonda. Sores ni vidonda. If you don't treat them, up to you. Utapata vidonda. And now syphilis, if not treated, if you joke with syphilis, hujai treat, imekuja imekaa. Okay, can get Goa is there, it's in. Imekaa. My friend, syphilis can lead to death. If you don't treat it, it will lead to death. So take care. Those are the signs that will be mainly for the syphilis. The main signs of syphilis, I've said, talked about, we shall have the sores, the painless sore on the genitals. Yeah, on your genitals, I've said genitals around the private parts. On the genitals, you have the sores, the painless sore. We shall have the rashes. Rashes, you have the skin rash. Inakuwa kama like you have just rashes all over the skin. Ni kama kuna upele. But you have syphilis. I've talked about the glands, swollen glands. Yeah, and around your genitals. Napata. Now I've said it will lead to death because if not treated, if syphilis not treated, it is going even to affect your brain. And you know that if something affects your brain, it will lead to death. It will lead to death. So take care of syphilis. Syphilis is not a disease that you can joke with. It's not a disease that you can joke with. Good. So I can see somebody has answered there because it has taken time to grow and develop. Yeah, it develops. It develops. So you have to take care of syphilis. Take care. Syphilis. Yeah, syphilis has medications. Syphilis, all the STIs, except the ones caused by the virus. We shall talk about them. But the one that are caused by bacteria, this is just caused by bacteria. And if it is caused by bacteria, that means it can be treated. So the time you see the signs, anytime you see the signs, wewe kimbia hosi. Usilete mambo mengi, unajua nini? Sasa mingi. Kimbia hosi, enda pimwa. Ukiona anything around the genitals, hapo juu, unaona kuna kakidonda. If you are close to mom, tell mom, hey, kimeumana. If you are close to dad, tell dad, we, kuna hapa hivi mambo ni mabaya. Then go to the hospital. Yeah. Go to the hospital. Ukiona kuna mahali kimeumana, my friend, just go to the hospital. Okay, so I want to move to the second STI. This is now the one we call the gonorrhea. The gonorrhea. This is an STI called gonorrhea. So gonorrhea is also caused by a bacteria. Gonorrhea is a disease that also it has a cure because it is caused by a bacteria. But it's a disease that you should not joke with also. You should not joke because its gestation period is too small. Yeah, for it to grow. Some of them grow within 2 weeks. Ingine is 7 days. Ingine 3 days. Depends now. Yeah, gonorrhea mainly in boys. In men, it mapema sana. Inalipuka mapema sana. So you get that. Remember this live. So sometimes if you chat, remember it is being seen everywhere. It's being seen everywhere. Anyway, we continue. Now, gonorrhea, you get that is caused by bacteria. Gonorrhea is caused by bacteria. And it's a disease that it affects mainly. Okay, STIs, spelling. Spelling is sexually transmitted infection. Okay, spelling is sexually transmitted infection. Okay, now, gonorrhea mainly it affects the urinary tract. Now, in male, gonorrhea first will affect the testes. Now, the testes will have to swell. Remember this now, the disease that will make the testes swell. And if you don't joke, it will chop off the testes because it swells. It swells kabisa, then inakuwa kubwa. Within days, within around 72 hours, itakuwa imeswell. So you have to take care with the gonorrhea. Gonorrhea, it is also going to cause some painful, you'll have the painful feeling when you are urinating. Yeah, we call it the painful sensation. Ni kama wakati unakojoa hivi, mkojo inatoka tot. Ni kama nini? Unapata ni kama tap yenye imeisha maji. So inatoka tot. That one is how when you go to urinate and you feel that pain. You feel it because you want to urinate, but the urine is not coming out. It is not coming out. So you get that there is also a thread coming. There's pus inatoka in a thread like manner. Pus is coming out in a thread like manner. So ikitoka, mkojo inasikia pap. It's like the time when, let's say for example, you are urinating somewhere. Then somebody anakushtua pa. You hold that urine. The pain you feel, that is the pain you will feel throughout as you urinate until your mkojo yote itoke. Inatoka kama maji imeisha kwa tap. Inatoka kama maji imeisha kwa tap. So you get that it is painful. It is painful. But now you have to treat it. So I'm still on men. You get that one, I'll talk about the yellowish discharge from the urethra. That is the thin like pus as it's coming out. That's the yellowish discharge. Then I've said the testicles will swell. The testicle. Yeah, when you pee, you'll feel the pain. You shall have that pain. You'll feel a lot of pain when you are urinating. Then there is you feel the pain when passing urine. Now it is yellow because that is the color of the pus. This bacteria has eaten your testicles. Ukiwa na kidonda mahali, Yeah, ukiwa hauna time, so you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait. Kama uko za kanjo, itabidi umengoja. Itabidi umengoja tu. Umengoja ndio useme because you can't force it to come out. You can't. The more you force it, the more pain you feel. You'll feel that pain. The painful, you'll have the pain. So ukiendelea kuforce itoke, pia unasikia uchungu. Ukimaliza tena kuna next time. So the best thing is for you to go for treatment. You just go for treatment. Because one, kuna hiyo testis kwanza imeswell, so hata anything ikiland hapo, anything if it lands on that testis, you feel the pain. You walk like somebody who has circumcised. Miguu apart, legs apart together. People usually sing legs apart. That one. So you have to walk legs apart. You walk legs apart so that nothing should touch your testis there because it is too painful. I'm still explaining to boys. I'm coming to girls. So to boys, I've talked about the testes. I've talked about urinating. When you urinate, it is painful. The yellowish discharge, that's for both boys and girls. And then the urinating is also both for both boys and girls. And I've said, boys, if you don't treat it, it can chop off the testes. And you know that when the testes are chopped off, you are a useless man. That means you can't impregnate any lady in the future or any day. So you'll just be there. Now, to girls. Now, remember, this one, I've talked about the urethra. Now, it attacks and then it goes to the ovary. It attacks the ovary and then it can lead to what we call the infertility. If not treated, even though shall have the pain in the lower abdomen. In the girls, apart from the sensation when urinating, apart from the yellowish discharge, we also have the pain in the lower abdomen. Pain in the lower abdomen. So if you don't treat it, you'll get that it is going to continue. Inakula the uterus, pole pole. Now this one, it moves in the uterus. Then itafika pale kwa nini? Itafika pale kwa ovary. Then it eats the ovary. And remember, when something eats your ovary, that means you are now heading to infertility. Oh, this is the father of bacteria. Yeah, you get that this one will eat the ovary and this one will lead to infertility. So you cannot produce an ovum. You cannot produce an ovum. That is for girls. So utapata, yes, it can take some time for girls to realize. It takes some time because you feel the pain. Yeah, you can assume feel the pain. This will not be like for boys. Boys, within 2 days, 1 day, unaona, you'll get the testes now be red. It has swollen and it is painful. Somebody is crying with a base. You'll have now to go and because you cannot walk, so they will carry you. Some can carry even a wheelbarrow. They take you now to the hospital. So you take care. You take care out there. You know the world has very many man-eaters. So take care. That is gonorrhea. You get that it is caused by a bacteria. It is caused by a bacteria. So in girls, it will also lead to irregular menstruation. Yeah, in girls, it will lead to also irregular menstruation because it also affects the flow of the menstruation. Because after attacking the ovary, it's either treat it or it will affect the menstruation. So you can miss the periods. You can miss the periods. So those are now the symptoms. What are the symptoms of gonorrhea? The symptoms of gonorrhea. Mainly, they talk about the pus, that's the yellowish discharge. They talk about pain when passing urine. Then the testes for boys or men, the testes will enlarge. For girls, they will feel the pain in the lower abdomen. Feel the pain in the lower abdomen. Then you'll get that it will affect it can affect the ovary for the girls to cause infertility. And for boys, it will affect the testes and it can lead to impotence. There's something called impotence. Impotence is whereby you get that it is affecting the testes, has been chopped off or it has been tampered with until you are a useless man. That is the impotence. So take care, that is gonorrhea. So gonorrhea is usually, that one is very bad and it is painful. Next, we have the one we call the genital herpes. The genital herpes. Now, before the genital herpes, let me look at another bacteria, the one caused by bacteria, that's the chancroid. The one called the chancroid. Chancroid, you'll get that this one is caused by also a bacteria. And it forms an irregular ring, like on the genitals, an irregular ring on the tip. If you're talking about in boys, on the tip, you shall have an irregular sore, very painful sore. Now in syphilis, we said it is painless sore. Here in chancroid, it is painful sore. This one is painful. This is a painful sore, and you have an irregular ring like what you saw in a car ring. So, we are now talking about the chancroid. Somebody who was able to disappear. We are talking about the chancroid. Now, I've said that chancroid is caused by bacteria, and the main symptom of chancroid is the irregular sore, the irregular painful sore on the genitals. On the tip there, we have the sore. So, hiyo sore ni kidonda. So, nikiongelea sore, I'm talking about kidonda. On the tip, it is painful, but that one also can be treated. It can be treated. So, you take it, these are the ones caused by bacteria. The three, if they ask which one is caused by bacteria, we have the syphilis, we have the gonorrhea, and we have the chancroid. Those are the three common STIs caused by the bacteria. They are the three common STIs caused by the bacteria. Now, these ones, they can be treated. But if you don't treat them, most of them, they lead to impotence and infertility. Impotence and infertility. And even some of them can lead to death. Some of them can lead to death. If you don't take care of yourself, out here, life is bad. Out here, you will not know that this person has a bacteria and this person does not have a bacteria. This person has STI and this person does not have an STI. Because nowadays, when we move, we have the medicine. Others take medicine and you will not be able to know that, who you? Nikubaya. Who you? Anyway, let's move to genital herpes. Now, herpes. Genital herpes. This one is caused by a virus. And know that anything that's caused by a virus, when it has the medication, you have to take care, you take the medication well, or else it will reappear. It's Very hard to get a medication for the virus, but we only get something to weaken the virus. Remember when we had the coronavirus, what we had was just to a vaccine to weaken or to from the virus. The AstraZeneca and the Johnson and Johnson, those were just vaccine. Now we shall be looking at HIV as an STI. Up to date, we have not found the medication for HIV. But what is there is just something to weaken the virus, and that's the ARVs. They weaken the virus. They make the virus to be dormant. So if you get genital herpes, this is an STI, genital herpes. This it is also sexually, yeah. Now this one will get the painful sores around the penis and vagina, around the genitals. Now you don't take medication every day. Medication you only take when you have these diseases. Yeah, but when you have the diseases, you must now you'll follow the prescription. You'll be given the prescription. Either it is twice, or you are told you take them 3 times. Yeah, depending. So that one will be given the prescription. But yeah, if you have to take the medication. More so like the ones caused by now surgery. Surgery does not work because these some that affect the blood, and if it is affecting the blood, a virus is very tricky. A virus is usually very tricky in the blood, and that's why you have those people who are suffering from HIV. They have tried to transfuse the blood. What usually happens is they remove the blood and have another blood, fresh blood, but this blood still, the virus will hide and penetrate in the other blood. So we have some people that I know, but we can't mention them live here on our live stream. But those people, I know of people who usually go, they exchange their blood like that, but they still have the virus. They still have the virus. So it is not a guarantee that you can be treated and then it ends. But immediately you start medication, you will continue with it. More so, a virus like HIV. Immediately you start the virus, immediately you start taking the medication, utaendelea hivyo until the day you will go to see Nabii Ibrahim kule binguni. Anyway, that is for a light note. Let me continue the herpes. Herpes, I said, the main sign of herpes is a painful sore around the genitals. Yeah, you'll have sometimes you'll get the sores on the lips. Get the sores on the lips, and then you can have those can come and reappear, or they can heal. So you'll get that herpes. This one mainly it comes and reappear. It can come and reappear. It can come. These are sores. The vidonda, tutapata vidonda, painful. Vidonda. Now this one is different from chancroid. Chancroid is only one sore. It's called a chank, the bubo. Call it bubo. Ni moja tu, and it's irregular in shape. Hapo kwa genitals. But this one is sores, painful sores on your genitals. On your genitals. Around the genitals, around your private parts. We have what? We shall have the sores. Vidonda. Very painful. This one is genitals. This is a genital herpes. Now it will come and disappear. Then it can reappear. It can reappear again. So you'll be, if you get it, the best thing to do, go to the hospital and get instruction from the doctors. They can give you medication to suppress the virus. so that maybe it can suppress it until iishe kabisa, the same way corona ilikuja tu na ikaisha kabisa. Also depending with your immune system. That's sometimes we are told it's good to make your immune system to be very strong so that it can fight these diseases. But I've not said that you become now, it's said now you become loose so that you get them because you have a strong immune system. No. I've not said that. I've just said try to ensure that your immune system is strong and you take care. You take care. You ensure that unachungana na maisha sana, because I've told you out here things are bad. Things are bad. Anyway, that's genital herpes mainly, but it can be treated. That one, you go to hospital, they can suppress the virus. They can suppress the virus. Now I'm remaining with we call it the chairman of all. Very humble STD. It comes slowly and it starts slowly, but it grows. This is HIV. HIV is a virus. This one is also an STI or STD. You can get it mainly through sexual intercourse with an infected person. Yeah, with an infected person. Mainly it is through sexual intercourse, even though we have other ways, we have other means in which it can be transmitted, but mainly through sexual intercourse. Mainly through sexual intercourse. Now, HIV is caused by a virus. Now, it is HIV and AIDS. HIV is the virus, human immunodeficiency diseases. What are the other ways? Other ways of contacting HIV. Now, HIV, you can get it through maybe your parents have the HIV. And you know, nowadays there's a, yeah, okay, that's good. There's a cut with the little blood of the person. Coming to that. Now, there's a mother to child. Mother to child. Mother to child. Now, you'll get that mother to child. This is whereby you get that the mother has the virus. The father has the virus. And now, they do what? They have a baby. Automatically, that baby will get the virus. You'll get the virus. So, or this baby, when the baby is born, you get that sometimes the father did not have the virus. And then they get a baby. That baby will not have the virus, will be protected. Now, if the baby does not have the virus, the mother is instructed not to breastfeed the baby. So that, because it is transmitted through body fluid. Yeah, the baby has a slim chance of not getting it. Yeah, you have those people who can survive. You have those who can survive. So you get that this one is baby, mother to child. Now there's what we call the blood transfusion. Blood transfusion. Now you get that maybe you are in the vehicle and an accident has occurred, and you are the person who is helping there. And inside there, we had a person infected with the virus. Wewe umeenda pale, huyu mtu amekatwa. Wewe pia umejikata. Sasa unaenda kusaidia. Unasaidia, you don't have the gloves, you have not protected yourself, you are just like that. So that means the blood is just flowing. The blood from the infected person is flowing to you. When you go and test, you get that you have the virus. Naenda kusema ulirogwa. Now, there's a question here from there of Tracy. If you take medicine, now, if you take medicine, which disease is that you're talking about? If I talk about herpes, they can suppress, but not HIV. HIV, I said it has no cure. HIV has no cure. HIV is just a virus, and it has the medication to suppress the virus. Just suppress the virus. So we have blood transfusion is a way you can transmit HIV. We have talked about the main one, sexual intercourse, or the one we call the copulation or the coitus. Number 3, we have talked about the mother to child. And number 4, which is very minimal, is through the saliva. Saliva, you are told it must be through deep kissing, not just saliva, not just drinking saliva. It must be taking a lot of saliva. Taking a lot of saliva. That's when it can. Yeah, that is deep kissing. That is a lot of saliva. That's what can lead to, can cause, can transmit HIV. I've said, I don't know if it's called a French kiss. Nimesikia kuna mtu anasema French kiss. I know it is deep kissing. The one that you can take 1 hour plus. So that one can lead to the virus. So this virus can have mother to child. So those bad mannered, they have seen. They have seen those bad mannered people. They should take care. They should take care. Don't just go and take saliva. So that is HIV. That's how it is caused. Either I've said either by sexual intercourse, or blood transfusion, or mother to child, or deep kissing. That's now HIV. So we shall be talking about it most of the time. We shall look at it at large. HIV is a virus that causes AIDS. You have to know that HIV is now the virus that causes AIDS. AIDS is now not caused by HIV. So you have to know that. You must know that. So nataka want us to stop there so that HIV shall look at it at large, because now it has very many things. HIV shall look at the stages of HIV. We shall look at all the stages of HIV. We shall look at, yes, we have Michael Juma. So I've said we shall have the stages. We shall look at them. We shall look at those stages, the signs and symptoms. Now, somebody can only know if a person has HIV through. Oh, that's Villadwin. That's nice. Okay, that's Villadwin, Michael. That's Villadwin. So somebody can only know if somebody has HIV through testing. Through testing. Only through testing. You cannot say that this person has HIV just by looking at the person. No. You must go for testing. And nowadays, by the way, you cannot know. You cannot know, because I've seen people who have HIV and they have a good body. They are moving around. They laugh. They have normal life, and they have HIV. But why? They take the ARVs. They take these ARVs. We have even those children who are born with it. Too sad. They are born with it, and they are very normal. But now, because you see that, this boy is handsome, this girl is beautiful. Now you see, this one, very beautiful. This one, so handsome. Then you decide that, this one cannot have HIV. Who told you? Who told you? Go for testing. This person, the only way is through what we call ELISA tests. There's a test called ELISA. ELISA test. ELISA. ELISA test. This is the test for testing HIV. So you have to go for testing. Don't just assume. And I know it is hard. It is hard because even today, if I try in a group of 3 or a group of 10, just asking how many have ever tested to know their status, people start running away. If I decide that now I'm bringing now the testing kits, I just do some movement outside. Just move outside. Then I say, now if I get 3 people, I get on the way, I now test you for HIV. If we meet, I remove the kit. We test. People will even avoid me. They will be seeing me and running away. So it's good, by the way, for you to know your status. It's good for you to go for testing, so that you know. Maybe you were born with it and you don't know. You know, hii vitu ni mzuri kujua, by the way. Ni mzuri kujua that ujue unaanza kupanga maisha yako namna gani. Ujue kama najua kwamba natakana nimeze dawa nikifika hapa, because at least you should elongate your days. Is kukamata tu abrupt. It's good that you go for testing, and at least you know. That is the only way you can know that a person has HIV. So HIV is a virus that we shall be looking at it at large. This one shall just have a lesson on it. You shall just have a lesson to look at HIV, and also we look at the effects of these STIs and how we can prevent the STIs. Now, now HIV, the origin of HIV, stages. We have the 4 stages of HIV. We have the window stage, you have the asymptomatic, or the incubation stage, you have the symptomatic, and then you have the full. Shall be looking at them. Now, HIV, it has various myths, various misconceptions, and there is no book that clearly tells on how it started, when it started. Yeah. Now, CD is not 100% sure. When some of them are written there sure, but it's not 100% because no, HIV is not urogi. It is an STI. It is a virus. It's urogi. Now you get that we shall be looking at how about all these ways on how we can prevent HIV, and we shall look at the best way for teenagers. Like my listeners today, the best way for teenagers on how you shall prevent the STIs at large. The STIs at large, the best way. The best. Okay, we'll talk about the best way. The best way of preventing the STIs. The best way is not using CD. The best way is abstain. We shall look at it. Abstain. Yeah, HIV has very many ways in which you can talk about them. The myths, they say it came from Congo, it came from monkeys, came from what? Yeah, kuna mambo mengi. There are very many myths. Very many myths about it. Very many myths about it. They talk about it in Congo, non-human primates. Those have, when they talk about non-human primates, they talk about the monkeys. The primates are the monkeys, the apes. They're talking about the apes. So up to there, I want to end our lesson for today. It was a very nice lesson. So We have learned a lot. Monkeys is crazy, I can see. Yeah, we have very many things that come from monkeys. That's why, even though we like keeping it as a pet, we should ensure that we avoid. But there are some of these animals we keep as pets at home. We should treat them, and that's why we are taught that if we keep a pet, ensure you treat it. You should treat a pet. So we shall have maybe another lesson on Wednesday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we shall not have a lesson, so another lesson will come on Wednesday. I said we shall be having 3 lessons a week. 3 lessons a week, and we shall look at something interesting. Sometimes our lives will be having some games. We shall be having some games. Sometimes we shall be having. I have a crew also. We shall be having some games that we shall be playing, and just to make things become fun. Well, we shall be having fun here. I'll be bringing you things that make you enjoy. Yeah, we shall use Zoom sometimes back. That is for the other side. We'll use Zoom. That one that's something we shall talk somewhere else. I'll be having also Zoom classes sometimes. Sasawa. I want to end. In case there's a question, I can see, let them come in the chat section. Yeah, just chat. I'll be able to see them. And if I don't react to them today, I'll still go through them tomorrow. I'll still go through them and answer them. Up to there, my guys. That is nice. It was nice having you today, and I really enjoyed your company. I enjoyed your session. We shall be having more and more, and we shall be enjoying the lessons. We shall make it more enjoyable, so that next time you will not just see me doing like this. I'll be having the board, and we shall be learning. We shall not be having the lecture method. We shall be having various ways on which we shall be enjoying. Otherwise, my people, back to you. I say good night, and may Lord help you. May Allah be with you throughout the night. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye. Ensure before you leave, subscribe, click on the bell, and like the show.